Hey guys, how you going? You're kicking it old school with me, the king, the master Nathan Coden. Celeste reached out to me to do a bit of a video declaration because I'm an original in our group. I don't look at myself as an original because individually we are unique, but together we are unstoppable. So, give you a bit of my background story and why I reached out to Celeste when I did. I was working away in Australia in the mines, which is, I don't know, probably 30% of Australia work there. But I was working in the FIFO industry, so I was away for 5 or 6 weeks at a time, and then I was home for a week, and then boom, that'll happen again, and again, and again, and then to eventually my daughter was born, and I missed the first 12 months of her life. In that 12 months of her life, I've seen her for 3.5 weeks. So you can imagine how hard that was, not only on my partner Louise, but on me as well, like having to see the first steps, first crawl, first words all through a video. So I left that scene. When I left there, I was making in excess of like 6 to 8 grand a week. Working there, I come back into what people would call civilization with real world problems, and I didn't adjust real well to it, of being home every night and then having that tension between me and Louise of me being home every night when she could do her own thing, and when I was finished work I'd just go to the gym and then go to bed. So it took a while to realign ourselves back together again, and through the process of that I started to relapse a bit into my old ways of hitting the drugs and alcohol pretty hard, to a point where I just moved back home to Cairns and things weren't going real well at all, not real well at all. So I reached out to a fellow friend that Louise knew through Isogenics. I wasn't going to plug them, but that's where they met, at an Isogenics party, and Steve had informed her of what he did, and that he was in the same situation and going down a similar path to me, like coming from a FIFO background through drugs and alcohol and crime and all the rest of the shit that you do, and that went with that path. And she come home and told me, and at first I was a bit, a bit resistant about it, like, I haven't got any issues. Excuse me guys, I'm going to drink water quickly. I wasn't, like I said, I was being very resistant to the idea, saying I don't need to change, there's nothing fucking wrong with me, just leave me alone, I'm all good. But, behind closed doors, I'd just flip out, like the switch would flick from being calm and collective around my family to going in behind the door and then just fucking flipping out and tearing shit to pieces, to the point where I didn't even know if I had a relationship anymore. So I got to that point where I reached out to Steve and I started his intensive program, Better Way. And since I've been back from the mines, I had dropped anyway, I think it was like 10 to 15 kilos from where I was. I went from 107, 108 down to, I don't know, it was something silly, something stupid, below the 90 mark just about. So it was a big adjustment to drop that much weight in 2 months or 3 months. And I was speaking to Steve about it, and he said, hey, I've got this cool chick I know, and she writes up my training programs as well. Why don't you reach out to her? And I reached out. I sent Celeste a message saying, hey Celeste, my name's Nathan, Steve put me on to you, blah 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 blah, and vice versa. And like within like that, she was straight back with me with a message saying, hey Nathan, it's good to see that you made the jump, you've committed to, I wasn't really committed at the time, but you committed to talking to me, and you're willing to take the next step. And that went on for about, correct me if I'm wrong Celeste, about 2 or 3 weekly backward and forward, because I come from that scarcity mindset where I was like, hang on, this is a lot of money. on top of Steve's program, and then I just had to step back and look at the return on my investment. Sure, you know, might cost a bit of money, but I've taken 3 times the amount of information out of the program that Celeste has written up than what I would have done with the money anyway. So just that's what it took for me to do, just to step back and say, hang on, this is actually good for me. Not just good for me, but good for my family, good for my friends, and good for my clients. Because how could I provide a good service to them when I look like a heroin addict? That's what I look like when I come back, when I lost all the weight, like a skinny little crackhead. So yeah, and then I made the jump, and Celeste's like, cool, let's rock and roll, let's get it done. And then I think within maybe the first day, I don't even know if it was in the first 6 hours, she was on the phone to me saying, hey Nathan, congratulations for signing up. Here for you 24/7, and I think we talked for about half an hour to 35 minutes. And by the end of it, it was like the weight had just lifted off my shoulders, because believe it or not, men, talking to a female is a lot easier than talking to another man. That's what I thought when I first started it, but because I've been reprogramming in my mind and stuff now, I can talk to anyone. You can go down any path and talk to anyone, so it's all sweet. But I think we get caught up in our own head saying, how can I talk to another man about my problems when he's going to tell me just to grow a set of balls and just move on? So it was actually good to unload on Celeste, and she was quite willing to tell me the truth. She wasn't like sugarcoating it and saying, oh, I think you need this, and I think you need that. She was like, bam, 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 bam. And that was it. And she hooked me up to a membership site, and it's got everything in it. From training programs, to mind work, to cool down and warm downs and stuff like that, and meal plans, and it's just got everything that you want. The only thing you got to do is sign up to a gym. The rest is taken care of. Like I said, your mind work's taken care of with Celeste. Your PT sessions, know that you don't have a trainer behind you breathing down your neck, but you've got Celeste's program that you take to the gym with you and say, righto, sweet, month 1 workout, boom, 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 boom. And I've just stuck to that program religiously for, what's it been now, Celeste? Well, I don't even know how long it'd be. Who knows when you're having fun how long it's been. But yeah, I've been willing to put weight back on. Like, it doesn't look like much at the moment, but you know, I've been able to, you know, whatever, put 8 kilos back on. So this is for any of you guys that's still having a bit of resistance about it. All I encourage you to do is don't tip your toes in and look for free advice and say, oh, but I don't want to do that. Stop coming from a scarcity mindset. Like, everyone knows you got to spend money to make money. You know, that's coming from a business aspect of things, but coming from a personal aspect of things, you got to spend money to make yourself better. Because honestly, look at yourself now, guys and girls. Is doing what you're doing now serving you? And it got to the realization of working with Celeste and the 7 or 8, well, I don't know, countless phone calls we've had. Just like I said, if I ever got a problem, I just call her and she's boom, she's there. To be able to break the cycle, and I couldn't be happier. I'm so, yeah, you know, I've come from a place of bad, like drug, alcohol, crime, nearly been locked up in jail, overdosing on drugs, nearly killing myself, stuff like that, to having an unreal life, to reconnecting with my wife, reconnecting with my daughter, reconnecting with all my family, and moving forward. And this is what Celeste's program allows you to do. It allows you to just pick the phone up and say, hey Celeste, I've got this issue. I know that it's probably not the right way that I'm going about it. Well, I know it's not the right way I'm going about it, and I know that you've invested a lot into yourself to get the path laid the path that I want to go down and follow. So what did you do when you got to this roadblock? And sure as shit, she'll get back to you. I know she's a busy woman, but you know, it's not within the first hour or two. Don't stress people. Like I said, she's a busy woman, and she just gets back to you and she gets shit done. She doesn't give you the answer because that's the easy way out, but she puts a few tips there for you so you can work out the answer. So all I'm going to say, guys and girls, on it is just jump. Take the jump. That's all I can say is please just take the jump. Commit 100% and you won't regret it. Right, if you've got any more questions, doesn't bother me whether you want to PM me or, you know, give me a call on Messenger or something, and we can talk about it together. So rock and roll, guys, and we'll talk soon.